Have you ever found yourself in the middle of a recipe only to realize you're missing a key ingredient? It happens to the best of us, and it can feel like a culinary catastrophe. But fear not, there's a solution: ingredient substitution. This isn't just about rescuing a recipe in distress, it's about adapting and making a dish truly your own. Whether you're catering to dietary restrictions, aiming for a healthier lifestyle, or simply caught off guard by an empty pantry, food substitution can be your secret weapon. Think about it. What if you could replace butter with applesauce for a healthier twist? Or swap out heavy cream with coconut cream for a dairy-free delight? The possibilities are endless, and that's exactly what we're here to explore. So, tighten your apron and sharpen your kitchen acumen. In this video, we'll guide you through some of the most common and useful food substitutions that can save your recipe. Imagine you're baking a cake and you realize you've run out of butter or oil. What do? Don't worry, there's no need to run to the store or abandon your baking ambitions just yet. The answer may be as simple as reaching for the applesauce. Yes, you heard right. Applesauce is a fantastic, healthier substitute for fats like butter or oil in your baking recipes. Why applesauce, you ask? Well, besides its readily available nature in most pantries, applesauce retains moisture, adds a hint of sweetness, and helps bind your ingredients together just like your traditional fats. But the real win is in its nutritional profile. Applesauce contains significantly fewer calories and less fat than its butter or oil counterparts, making it a great choice for those looking to make their treats a bit healthier. So, how exactly do we substitute applesauce for fats in a recipe? The rule of thumb is to use the same amount of applesauce as you would butter or oil. If a recipe calls for 1 cup of butter, replace it with 1 cup of applesauce. It's as straightforward as that. However, do keep in mind that applesauce can make your baked goods denser, so it works best in recipes like muffins, breads, and moist cakes. In case you're worried about your cakes tasting like apples, fret not. The apple flavor is usually very subtle and often undetectable, especially when mixed with other strong flavors. So, your chocolate cake will still taste like chocolate, just with a healthier twist. And there you have it. A simple, healthier, and easily accessible alternative to fats in your baking. No more panic when the butter runs out, and no more guilt when enjoying your favorite baked goods. With applesauce, you can still enjoy your favorite treats without the extra fat. So next time you're in a baking quandary, remember the humble applesauce and give it a try. You might just be pleasantly surprised. What if you're making pancakes and you've run out of buttermilk? Not to worry, there's a simple swap you can make. All you need is some regular milk and a bit of vinegar or lemon juice. For every cup of buttermilk, you can substitute with a cup of milk mixed with 1 tablespoon of vinegar or lemon juice. Let it sit for about 5 minutes until it thickens slightly and curdles. And voila, you have a buttermilk substitute ready to go. But what about heavy cream? Maybe you're making a creamy soup or a decadent dessert and you suddenly realize you're out. Again, no need for panic. There are a couple of options to choose from. If you have some coconut cream on hand, that can make an excellent substitute in a 1-to-1 ratio. It adds a slight coconutty flavor, which can be a delightful twist in many dishes. However, if you don't have coconut cream and still want to keep the flavor neutral, you can mix 3/4 of a cup of milk with a 1/4 cup of melted butter. This mixture may not whip like heavy cream, but it can still give your dishes a rich, creamy flavor and texture. And lastly, let's talk about sour cream. It's a staple in many dips, dressings, and baked goods. But if you're all out, or perhaps you're looking for a lower fat option, Greek yogurt is your friend. It has a similar tangy flavor and creamy texture, making it an ideal substitute. For every cup of sour cream, you can use a cup of Greek yogurt. Just remember, Greek yogurt is a bit thicker, so you might need to adjust the liquids in your recipe accordingly. With these substitutions, you can still enjoy your favorite dairy-based dishes even if you've run out of a key ingredient. So don't let a missing item stop you from whipping up a delicious meal or dessert. With a bit of creativity and these handy swaps, you'll be a master of culinary improvisation in no time. What if you're vegan or allergic to eggs and you need to bake something? Well, don't you worry, because there are some fantastic egg substitutes you can use. One of the most common is a mixture of ground flaxseeds or chia seeds with water. For every egg that your recipe calls for, you can mix 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds or chia seeds with 3 tablespoons of water. Let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes until it becomes gel-like. mimicking the consistency of an egg. This mixture is fantastic for binding ingredients together, just like an egg would. However, keep in mind that this substitute might not always provide the same leavening properties as an egg. So if you're making a recipe that requires a lot of eggs for rising, you might want to consider using a different substitute. Now, let's talk cheese. For those who are vegan or lactose intolerant, cheese can be a bit tricky. But there's a fantastic substitute out there that you might not have heard of, and it's called nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast is a deactivated yeast that comes in the form of flakes or a yellowish powder. It's often fortified with B vitamins, making it a healthy alternative as well. Nutritional yeast has a nutty, cheesy flavor that makes it a fantastic substitute for cheese in many recipes. You can sprinkle it on pasta, stir it into sauces, or even use it in baking. The possibilities are endless. However, just like with the egg substitute, it's important to note that nutritional yeast won't melt like traditional cheese. So if you're making a recipe that requires melted cheese, you might want to consider using a vegan cheese that melts. These substitutions make it possible for everyone to enjoy a wider variety of dishes. Whether you're vegan, allergic, or just out of eggs and cheese, these substitutes got you covered. And who knows? You might even find that you prefer these alternatives. After all, cooking is all about experimenting and discovering new flavors. What if you're in the middle of baking and you realize you're out of baking powder? A common predicament, isn't it? But don't worry. The solution is right in your kitchen. All you need is baking soda and vinegar or lemon juice. Here's why it works. Baking powder is essentially a mix of baking soda and an acid, which produces the necessary chemical reaction to make your baked goods rise. So if you're out of baking powder, simply combine a half teaspoon of baking soda with 1 teaspoon of vinegar or lemon juice to make 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Just remember, this is a quick fix, so you'll want to use this mixture right away. It starts reacting immediately, and you want to capture all that rising power in your batter or dough. With this handy trick, you'll never have to worry about running out of baking powder again. So as you can see, there are plenty of ways to substitute ingredients in your kitchen. Let's take a quick journey back through the substitutions we've discussed today. Remember when we talked about swapping fats? Yes, it's possible. The magic of applesauce can replace butter or oil, giving you a healthier edge to your recipes. It's a simple switch that doesn't compromise on taste or texture. Then we ventured into the world of dairy substitutions. No buttermilk in your fridge? No problem. A blend of regular milk and vinegar or lemon juice can save your pancakes or biscuits. And if you're out of heavy cream, coconut cream, or a mix of butter and milk can be your savior. We also explored egg and cheese substitutions, valuable for those with dietary restrictions or just looking to mix things up. Ground flaxseeds or chia seeds mixed with water can step in for eggs, and nutritional yeast can play the role of cheese for those seeking vegan options. Last but not least, we tackled the mystery of baking powder substitution. A combination of baking soda and vinegar or lemon juice can come to your rescue when baking powder is nowhere to be found. Each of these substitutions opens up a new world of possibilities in your kitchen. They allow you to cater to different dietary needs, whether it's for health reasons, allergies, or lifestyle choices. They also help you make your recipes healthier without sacrificing flavor or satisfaction. But perhaps most importantly, these substitutions empower you. They give you the ability to adapt, to improvise, to save a recipe when you're in the midst of cooking and realize you're missing a key ingredient. It's about being resourceful and creative, making the most of what you have, and not being deterred by what you don't. With these food substitutions in your culinary toolbox, you'll be ready for any cooking challenge that comes your way. Thank you for watching this video on My Sweet Escape 23. We hope you found these kitchen hacks and substitutions useful in your own cooking adventures. If you did find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We're always excited to share our tips and tricks with a wider audience. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to My Sweet Escape 23. So until the next video, keep experimenting, keep learning, and most importantly, happy cooking.